When you're drinking pretty heavily, season, 8 of Roseanne, you've got a daughter probably what?
She was born in 1990, so yeah, she'd be
Okay, so she...
five or 6 years old.
Okay, so, because that was right around the time when you moved to New Orleans,
yeah,
correct?
Yeah.
That period in your life, the tabloids seemed to follow Roseanne around.
Yeah, well, I got the backsplash from that.
Right.
That's one of the reasons I moved out.
And I wondered if that move was in some ways also a father move.
Oh, definitely.
It was.
I don't want to say this to disparage Los Angeles because it's a great city. I just didn't want her growing up in a showbiz environment, which I regarded as we're all carnies. We're all carnival workers. But I was getting residual stuff from the tabloids with Roseanne.
Right.
But I'd had enough. So we found a secluded part of New Orleans and moved there first. She went to a great school, and she loved it. It was a wonderful school.
I would imagine no one is prepared for, first off, that kind of intense scrutiny and success, and the fact you're battling alcoholism, which is, who knows where that comes from.
I wasn't battling real hard at the time.
but you know, and then I'm sure questions come up like, am I being a good dad? I'm earning money, but...
Yeah, that was my whole thing, was I'm providing. So that I let myself off the hook for a lot of bad behavior because I was providing.
Right.
I never talked to my daughter about the effect my alcoholism had on her. I'm sure it was, she turned out great, but she had her mother and her grandmother to teach her manners.
Do you think that because of the stuff you've gone through, you have a propensity for accepting guilt or assuming that it's your fault?
I can't let myself think like that. I'm pretty, if I'm at fault with something, I will try to correct it. And I'm pretty open now about seeing what that is. But if I start wallowing in guilt, which I do, I'll go down to a path where it's no good. It's no good because I'm depressive anyway.
Well, it sounds like you've come out the other side of that, at least being able to recognize it.
For today, yeah.
For today.
Yeah.
That's sort of how an alcoholic has to live, right?
Yeah.
One day at a time.
It is, and that's all the cliche signs they hang up at the meetings, they're all true. And I found that out early on. Believe the cliches, because they're cliches for a reason. One day at a time, that's all I've got. If at any time I felt like drinking, I put it off for an hour or make myself call somebody. It never happened yet, but you're one day at a time. You're only sober one day at a time.